breath work. So if any of you have seen my Monday morning meditation for non-meditators, I have done that for 2 weeks. They are posted on my YouTube channel. And the first week was just talking about different techniques you could meditate without meditating, or if you're not good at meditating, and then did a little meditation at the end. And then this week, I talked about some meditation, techniques, tips and tricks, and walked everyone through a meditation at the end for just a couple minutes. You don't need to meditate for 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes. If you meditate for 30 seconds, it can change the course of your day. If you meditate while you're peeing, you just take deep breaths, 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3 times. It can reset your neurological system. Stay in the present moment. If you are at the grocery store, and God bless people who write checks, but I've been in the grocery store before and there's been a long line when my boys were little, and you get somebody who's writing a check and it takes forever. It takes so long. I'm the least patient person on earth. And especially when I had 2 young boys who were going crazy, boys hopping around, and this woman's writing a check. And then I learned, take some deep breaths, be in the present moment, be in the present moment, be in the present moment, because you can't change what's happening. I can't knock that lady out because she's writing a check. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? I just have to get my mind together, because that's me being aggravated and irritated. She's just being her, writing a check. That's what she wanted to do. And so I learned through books like A New Earth and a million of other books I've read. Stay in the present moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Stay in the present moment. You don't have to be in a hurry. It's okay. Because I used to think I had to get everything done in a day and have it perfect. And, and I worked and had 2 jobs and raising kids, it was crazy. But now I know, slow down, take some deep breaths, be in the present moment. We talked a little bit about gratitude and how gratitude is so important. And that if we are not grateful, we don't invite more abundance in. So when we're raising the collective vibration, we should be grateful for what we do have, even if it's just our breath, which is another quote from Eckhart Tolle and Oprah Winfrey from years ago. Just be grateful for your breath. If that's all you have to be grateful for. I would imagine most of you who are watching have some type of electronic device that you're watching on. Be grateful for your electronic device. Be grateful that you are, sitting in a chair, or sitting on a couch, or laying in your bed. Be grateful that you have electricity and a Wi-Fi connection of some kind. We have a lot to be grateful for, and sometimes we forget that. The more grateful we are, the more it invites in more abundance. Gratitude equals abundance. When we are angry and we are not grateful and we think, I don't have anything, I don't have money, I don't have a good job, I don't have this, I don't have. You're telling the universe you don't have it. You're telling the universe, I don't have anything. So the universe is like, okay, you don't have anything. So they're not going to give you anything, right? But if you're grateful for what you have, I have all of these blessings. I have a family I love, if you do. I have a friend I love, if you do. I have, clean air, hopefully, where you live, clean air to breathe. I have a bed to sleep in. I have an electronic device. The more grateful you are, the more abundance it lets in, and the higher the vibration you have, and then everybody else around you has. Okay. Also, time in nature. Now, I will tell you, I moved to Florida just shy of 2 years ago from California. Now, I Absolutely love the Bay Area where I grew up. It has my heart. It's very different now than it was when I grew up there. But when we chose to move to Florida, it was really hard on me. Like heartbreakingly hard. Not only because it's so different, but at the time, I was leaving my youngest son there, who's an adult, but still my youngest son. And that was really hard. And I I don't like the heat. I don't like some of the things that go on in this state. And it was really hard. But thankfully, outside my back window, there's a pond. And I have a new alligator. For those of you who know, I do wildlife watch in my backyard. And so we have a sliding glass door, and there's a pond, and all the houses kind of the backs face each other, and there's a pond. And if it wasn't for being able to look out at the trees and the grass and the pond and the plants, I don't know. I think I may have gone crazy the first year I lived here because it was very hard. But I just kept being grateful for the calming water and the trees. And I saw a bald eagle today. Speaking of nature, my husband and I were outside. We were in the pool this morning, and I always look up at the clouds because I love clouds. They're so beautiful. They're so peaceful. And I'm, looking up because it's summer in Florida. So there's always clouds almost all the time. And I'm looking up, and the clouds are building, and I see this beautiful, huge bald eagle. And it just flew around and flew around and flew around. And then it just kind of spiraled and went away. But it was pretty cool because it's 4th of July weekend coming up. So nature is healing. Nature is present. Animals are in the moment. Plants are in the moment. Nothing in nature takes more than it needs except for humans. So we need to look to nature as a lesson. How can we mimic the natural world with gratitude and not take more than we need? Being in nature is calming and healing. It's away from the noise. So even if you're in a noisy city, look at a tree outside your office and just focus on that tree. Or if you have a plant at your desk, or a little patch of grass outside on the sidewalk, or a weed growing up in between the cracks of the sidewalk, whatever you can do to focus on, or a bird, or a squirrel, anything in nature that you can focus on, it is a reminder to be in the present moment. Nature resets us. It's very healthy. Hi, Dolores. Nice to see you here. Let's see. Kimmy said, I have had a lot of losses. Yes, I'm so sorry. Migrating towards intuitive spiritual podcasts and weeding out toxicity and listening to the power of gratitude. I 100% agree with all you speak. Yes, it's all about gratitude. Being grateful. And this is hi, Kim. Hi, Doris has a bear. Oh my. You're going to have to send me a picture of that on email. Hi, Ray. Kim, Marlena. I want to know more about this bear, Doris. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. Oh, I completely lost my train of thought. I hope I remember. Gratitude. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I listen to a band. If you know them, you know them. If you don't, it's okay. Called Pearl Jam. They were early 90s grunge band. My favorite band. Absolutely has healed me, saved me, helped me in so many ways with their music. It's as if my life and their music evolved along kind of the same path as me. And if you know, you know. And I remember I went to a lot of their concerts, and listened to a lot because they put them all on YouTube now. And the singer always does some kind of talk in the middle, and he's always having gratitude. He's always grateful because he came from very humble means and he struggled in his life with a lot of